Now to a singer, a songwriter, an actress and a broadcaster, the woman with more boom bang a bang than chitty bang bang. It is, of course, Lulu. Before we talk to Lulu, let's have a trip down memory lane and remind ourselves of her glittering career so far. Marie MacDonald McLaughlin proved that she was worth shouting about when she was discovered at the tender age of 15 and Lulu, the star, was born. She hit all the right notes with her band The Lovers in '64. Hollywood was next to call in '66 with a role alongside Sidney Poitier in To Sir With Love. Next came her crowning glory when she boom bang a bang to Eurovision victory in '69. In the '70s, Lulu, the TV presenter, hit the small screen with a cluster of hit shows to her name. The '80s saw her continue to grow as a performer in the growing pains of Adrian Mole, as his mum. And the '90s was her decade as a songwriter, with her penning hit tracks for the likes of Tina Turner. Her singing career was back on fire in '93 with Take That, knocking up her first ever UK #1. She entered the 21st century with another top 10 hit, this time with Ronan. And after 40 years in the business and an OBE to her name, she shows no sign of slowing down. Lulu, it's lovely to see you.
You too.
A hit record in 5 decades. Every decade you've had a hit in it. That's amazing.
It's not bad.
It's
actually,
not bad at all.
Not bad when I think about it. I don't sit about thinking about it much, but it's, yeah, it's kind of nice.
Are you guys going to get broader?
You know, it's just like,
just as well David Hasselhoff isn't here because he would be very annoyed. David Hasselhoff said he couldn't understand me. And I told him I would...
What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
Doesn't get out much, no, obviously. No, I will try to stay in my sort of transatlantic accent. But when I get to him, it's just...
I know, we get faster and faster and faster.
Yeah, well, we'll shout out if there's any moment where we actually lose the plot and we don't understand what's being said.
You can bring us back.
You seem more relaxed today, this morning, than I've ever seen you on here. Why?
Oh,
what's the
maybe I've had
is it?
a shift. I don't know. That's good. Well, I'm probably at the moment, you know, I'm doing this radio thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Radio 2, I'm not a real DJ or anything like that, but I'm having the best time because how did this whole thing start for me? I love music. Music is a lifeline to me. And when I was a wee girl, I used to have record sessions. And even before I could put the records on myself, I said to my mum and dad, play it again, because they always played records. Now I have my own show. Hour and a half on a Sunday.
3:30 till 5
o'clock.
on Sunday on Radio 2.
Radio 2.
So who made the approach?
They came to me and asked if I was interested, because I did do a stint on Capital Radio 2 for 2 years in the '80s. And, you know, Radio 2 is now the most successful radio station in this country. And it's become cool.
Yeah, it has
cooler than it was thought to be. And now they're shifting the Sunday programme to, you know, just rearrange it and keep up with the times. But the thing was, I said, so what do I have to play? Because I did not want to be tied down to having to play, you know, a set list. And they said, well, what do you like? I said, you mean I can play what I like? I'm there. I'm right there. So I do that. I mean, for instance, the very first show, I started off with, I don't want you to be no slave.
Oh, great song.
I don't want you to work all day. I just want a love that's true. I just want to make love to you. And not me singing it, but Etta James. So as soon as that came on, I was goosebumps. And then I could play maybe Nina Simone. I mean, I can play anything new. I mean, for instance, I love a lot of young writers. It's all about good songs, good records. You know, I mean, I love that little girl, JoJo. I think she's just unbelievable. I haven't played any of hers yet.
Something tells me that when you are actually playing these in the studio, that you will be singing.
I am singing. You have to turn the mic off. You're so right. And I get up and I knock the mic because I want to dance to one, or I'm sitting with a tear in my, you know, in my throat, listening to some. Jamie Cullum's version, I think, of Singing in the Rain just blew me away because hard to do Singing in the Rain and not think of Gene Kelly. But he does it, he makes it his own, and that's special.
I loved it. When I was on the radio, I absolutely loved it, because it's like having a CD and playing it to someone saying, oh, listen to this, listen to this, this is really good.
Yeah.
But you've got the biggest CD player in the country.
Yeah, they have
Play it to everybody.
Exactly. So, and it's developing, you know. I mean, it started off, it was just going to be about songs, but it's got a life of its own. And I also have people email me. We've had fantastic reactions. I mean, I'm surprised, you know, at how well it's developed. Knock on my head, you never know, it could be downhill from now on.
How long are you there for?
I'm there, the contract's till April.
Right.
And then we'll see.
Just see how it goes.
We'll see how I do.
How are you going to fit that in with the tour?
Well, it's on. I've got the tour is all organised. I start touring in October. It's right through November. But we've worked in such a way that I have to time off on the Sunday to do the gig, to do the radio gig.
It's not like work,
heaven.
is it? It's not like work.
It's
just good fun.
Don't let anybody know. Someone's going to find out.
We've got the programme here.
That's the programme for the tour, yeah. You know what happened? I started tour, I mean, the last tour was in April, so this year, and I hadn't toured for 20 years. What was great about it was I managed to get this hot young band together, because when they were doing Fame Academy and what was the other one called? Pop Idol. A lot of producers were making tracks for them to sing to. So they were making them sound as if they were records. So they had to get millions and audition millions of young musicians. And all the hottest producers were making these tracks. So I just creamed off the top.
Fantastic.
I just auditioned a few of the musicians, and I've got the tightest, you know, unit. We are such a tight unit. And because this tour, I mean, we were nervous, 20 years having not toured. We're nervous. How was it going to do? It sold out.
Yeah.
And tracking reviews.
Which is gratifying.
Really, really tracking
reviews. That's a very polite way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yes, we were absolutely...
Thank God for that.
Yeah, so we could have sold double the tickets, and the promoter said we should go out again in the autumn, so that's what we're going to do. It's great. And I've been working with this band since, you know, right through till now, so the unit's got even tighter.
But anybody that saw it could see you're so passionate about it, still
Well,
so passionate about it. You just go for it.
Enthusiastic. I mean, even the radio show, I can talk about both of those things, you know, for days on end.
But that must be why you look so good, apart from the fact that you're always on the go. You know, you're always on the go all the time. I mean, if you look at a picture, we've got a picture from you back in the 60s and then a picture now. And can I say you look better now? Mind you, that hairstyle's not going to do much for anybody else. That great, big, huge hair that you had in the 60s.
You know what it is?
There's not much difference. I don't know how you manage it. That is extraordinary.
Well, I think the wee fat face is gone, probably. And also, you learn. You learn that the hair maybe looks better this way or that way. Yeah. But I still make big mistakes.
What about the... You reckon now you make big mistakes?
Oh, yes. I buy things, you know, like on panic buying, and I put it on and, you know, someone will take a picture of me and I'll go, oh, that was wrong. That just did not work. It felt good at the time, but oh.
But when we showed the clips earlier on, you don't mind looking at it, because we've had people sitting here who refuse to look at their old stuff.
Now I don't mind. Because I'm so long in the tooth. I mean, those are all it's like that's another person, a young little person, you know, that I used to know. So when it's close at hand, when you must know, if you've just done a performance, whether it's on TV, if you have to watch it, you go, oh, it's a bit too close for comfort. You can criticise yourself, and I'm my biggest critic. So, but when it's long gone, it's fine.
But we talked about also the fact that you are relaxed and loving it, still loving it, which is great. But also
loving it.
You've calmed down on the regime, the fitness regime a little bit as well, haven't you? Have you sort of taken a step back and said, right, okay, well, I won't go quite so mad as I've been going?
Exercising, it's one of those things that you have to do. And I think the older you get, you realise you have to do it. But I don't do it 7 days a week. I don't do it 5. In fact, if I get in 2 days a week, it's good. But stretching is really important.
You do yoga, don't you? You do some yoga.
And I haven't been doing that a lot either.
No.
You know, I've been sort of, I don't know, a bit lax. But I think that's okay to let yourself have time off.
Definitely.
I'm thinking of taking up swimming.
It's good for you. Yeah, it is good for you.
But
and also, when you're on tour, you won't need to do any exercise because you're throwing yourself around that stage
like a mad
thing.
I lost weight on that tour, and without, you know, stopping eating or exercising or anything. Although I went to see Christian Slater last night in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, what was that like? Was it good?
Fabulous. Yeah. Fantastic. I didn't go to the party though because I knew I had to come here.
See,
I went home. I was a good girl. But I was watching Christian, and in fact, the whole cast is amazing. I mean, Frances Barbara, you want to kill her. but I was watching the energy that goes into it. I was thinking, that's the thing. You've just got to keep working.
Yes. But also, surely rock and roll is saying that you went to the party, even if you didn't.
Oh yes, I did. I sneaked in.
I was there till 3 in the morning, and look, I still look fantastic. That's rock and roll. Listen, thank you very much indeed for coming in.
It's good to see you too.
And I understood every word. You didn't
Thank you so much.
suddenly go broad on me. So that's 3:30 till 5 on Sunday on Radio 2, and the tour is when? Do you start
Tour
the
starts on the 24th of October right through November.
Terrific. Thanks, Lulu. Thank you very much
you.
indeed. Thanks for coming in.